This episode will be completely taken out of context. Welcome to the Fact Check This podcast. All right, Fact Check This daily. And today we're going to have a little bit of fun. We are going to talk about the FBI flags glossary. Here's the FBI glossary for flagging violent extremism. The FBI uses a glossary of terms to look for online that could indicate someone is involved with violent extremism, according to documents obtained by the Heritage Foundation's Oversight Project. The flagged terms include red-pilled, first popularized by the 1999 film The Matrix, based, looks maxing, and names Chad and Stacy. The FBI also flags phrases that include "it's over" and "just be first." The documents were obtained by the Heritage Foundation's Oversight Project through a Freedom of Information Act request. Such words and phrases have come to be code for certain extremists who communicate online with others like them, according to the FBI's glossary of words indicating racially or ethnically motivated violent extremism. And a list of key terms about involuntary, celibate, violent extremism. Oh, big words they use there. We're not going to read through the entire glossary. At least not just yet. We might come back to that. According to the FBI document, the word cell is short for incel, which in turn is short for involuntary celibate, or an online community of men who think they can't attract women even though they want to be in a relationship. Docs we obtained show how FBI equates protected online speech to violence, the Oversight Project says in a tweet. According to FBI, using terms based or red-pilled are signs of racially or ethnically motivated violent extremism. Interesting connection. Another tweet from the Watchdog Project says using terms like looks maxing, Chad, and Stacy will get you on an FBI list for involuntary, celibate, violent extremism. The FBI didn't immediately respond to an inquiry Wednesday from the Daily Signal for this news report. The FBI documents show several words that the average person probably would associate with racist or white supremacist individuals or groups, such as alt-right, Zionist-occupied government, blood and soil, and Great Replacement Theory. Fuck, man, I thought I was on like a list or two. Apparently, I'm on like all of them. The only one I don't think I've used on a regular basis is the Zionist-occupied government. I mean, it's not wrong, but it's not one that frequently pops up in my tweets. However, many of the terms on the list of words the FBI is watching out for could be used with no context involving race or extremist views. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't think I use red pill in a racist or extremist way. I probably do. I probably do use based in a slightly more racist manner most of the time. But usually it's just a response to something. It's not a... Yeah, I guess that counts. According to the FBI glossary, based means someone who has been converted to racist ideology. That's an interesting definition. Red pill, or being red-pilled, means someone is accepting racism, anti-Semitic, or fascist beliefs, according to the FBI. Boy, the FBI... I want to apply for the FBI's like dictionary writing position, because this is... Apparently, you can come up with some wild shit and they just roll with it. The same term has a different meaning for involuntary celibate individuals, according to this FBI. For members of this group, red pill means society is corrupt and they are victims of the corruption. A black pill is a term meaning that the corrupt society can only be changed through massive societal restructuring, often including violence. Don't think that's how I would categorize the black pill either, but okay. The word Chad is a race-specific term used to describe an idealized version of a male who is successful at gaining sexual and romantic attention from women. Okay. According to the FBI list of key terms, the female version of this is a Stacy. Chads and Stacys. Looks maxing indicates an intent to become more attractive, the FBI says, while the phrase just be first is jargon among incels for targeting minors for sex. I am not familiar with looks maxing or just be first, and if the FBI is even remotely accurate on either of those, I'm probably glad that I'm not familiar with them. Let's take a look at the FBI's list here, see what they got going on. Zoom in a little bit. Threat overview. All right, this is going to be good. This is bound to be good. Threat overview. Involuntary celibate violent extremists are involuntary celibates, incels, who seek to commit violence in support of their belief that society unjustly denies them sexual or romantic attention to which they believe they are entitled. The incel community is primarily an online community composed of individuals, most of whom are men, who blame political or social movements, such as feminism, for empowering others to deny them romantic or sexual attention. While most incels do not engage in violence, IVEs have conducted at least 5 lethal attacks in the United States and Canada since 2014, resulting in 28 deaths. I want to know what attacks these are. In online posts advocating for violence, IVEs often glorify previous IVE attackers, including founding forefather Elliot Rodger, who killed 6 individuals in California in 2014, as well as school shooters, including those who have no connection to incel forums or IVE ideology. This is interesting. Very interesting. Let's see. Chad is a race-specific term used to describe an idealized version of a male who is very successful at gaining sexual and romantic attention from women. Incels unsuccessfully compete against Chads for attention. LDAR, an acronym for lie down and rot, which is perceived as the only option for incels to cope with their incel status. Normie, blue pill, derisive term used to describe normal people, not used exclusively by incels. Red pill and black pill. Red pill refers to a belief shared by many online communities that society is corrupt and that the believer is a victim of this corruption. Black pill, which is specific to incels, refers to a belief that this corruption can only be changed through massive societal restructuring, often including violence. Racially or ethnically motivated violent extremisms, significant literature and terminology guide. Let's see, we've got Mein Kampf, White Power by George Lincoln Rockwell, Turner Diaries by William Pierce, Next Leap, an Iron March anthology by Alexander Slavros, Siege by James Mason. Other influential literature. A Squire's Trial, American Futures Manifesto, The Lightning and the Sun, 88 Precepts, White Genocide Manifesto, The Unabomber Manifesto, An Industrial Society and Its Future, Hunter, The Brigade, Leaderless Resistance. Well, fortunately, I've only got one of those books on my bookshelf, but I do have Kaczynski's 2 sequels to that book, so. Historical and influential figures include Timothy McVeigh, Richard Butler, Ben Klassen, Matthew Hale, Harold Covington, Julius Evola, Linkola, Miguel Serrano, Tom Metzger. What else we got here? Oh, here's some other. And Expanded glossary of terms. Accelerationism. This is one of my favorites. I'm a little less of an accelerationist these days, but there was a time. A concept holding that the existing social order should be pushed to such a degree that Western countries become failed states, giving rise to changes that would reshape the world in radical ways. Adherents advocate for acts of social disruption, including violence, and taking violent action to prompt responses that would gain support from those advocating for the superiority of the white race. I mean, they were spot on with the first sentence, and then the second sentence they just went completely off the rails. That was not based at all. Great Replacement, first popularized amongst European nationalists based on a 2005 book of the same title. The term refers to the belief that in a conspiracy to replace the white race and Western culture through high non-white birth rates, mass immigration, and other measures. Also, the title of the manifesto of the individual who attacked mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand in March 2019. Also, see white genocide. I'm pretty sure they've actually come right out and said that replacing the white race and Western culture through high non-white birth rates, mass immigration, and other measures is a literal goal that they have. So is that all that wrong? I don't know. White genocide refers to some RMVE's belief that the white race is in danger of extinction due to forced assimilation engineered by a Jewish conspiracy or brought about by demographic changes, feminism, multiculturalism, interracial relationships, abortion, and other social forces. Interesting. Very interesting. This whole thing is it's pretty fantastic. I can't lie. I'm a big fan of all of this stuff. The fact that this is getting the attention of the FBI, I think, is hilarious. Or the fact that this that a FOIA request got this, and this is actually in their playbook is. Can we really take the FBI serious as a an arm of law and order and justice when this is their glossary of terms for flagging violent extremism, especially when you consider that if they really want to, flag violent extremism, they should probably be looking at the other side of the political aisle. Just an idea. I mean, how many of the mass shooters over the past, I don't know, 5 years were actually Republicans or right wingers? The only example that anybody can give me of right-wing violence is Charlottesville. And yeah, that's it. Sad state of affairs for the FBI, but God, it makes for good content and it is fucking hilarious. Tune back in tomorrow where I will talk about some more hilarious shit. Actually, it is tomorrow's daily will actually be more hilarious shit. It's this is from the Anti-Defamation League about anti-Semitism and hate speech on Substack. So be sure to tune in tomorrow for that. Also, be sure to tune in tomorrow for the regular daily show. And don't forget, there will be a special bonus daily show on Friday to make up for the fact that I did not do anything last week. I apologize for that. Speaking of Substack, head over to Substack. I've got some stuff out. Been working my way through the book of James. I just put out James chapter 3 yesterday, and I'm working on James chapter 4. Hope to have that out by the end of the week. That's all I got. Tune into Peddling Fiction this evening or tomorrow, whenever Johnny decides to put that out, and hear whatever it is we talk about there. Have a good one, everybody.